issue.
Thank you very much. My name's Tom Holder. I live on Lower Road. I have a handout, but I'd rather give that at the end of the speech rather than at the beginning. Thank you very much for having me here and inviting me to speak. I'd first like to say that I'm actually really excited about many of the plans going on for Canada Water. The regeneration is really promising, and I look forward to a new Surrey Quays shopping centre, things like that. So there is a lot to be excited about. But I do have significant concerns, as do the local residents who live around Seven Islands Leisure Centre, about the plans to essentially demolish it. A few weeks ago, I conducted a survey of around 120 local residents who'd be directly affected by the current proposals. So this included people living on Lower Road, Anmos Way, Gom Road, as well as Hothfield Place, Hythe Grove and China Hall Mews. So also moving to people who'd be affected by the new location or proposed location. And the first thing that was very clear is that many people, in fact the majority, were completely unaware that there were any plans at all to remove the leisure centre or indeed to move it to another location, which is of obvious concern. So the first they were hearing about it was when I was doing this survey. The second thing is that not a single person I spoke to was supportive, not one. Just about everyone said they would prefer to see the leisure centre rebuilt on its current location because everyone would love new leisure centre facilities. I think we all agree that there's aspects of Seven Islands could definitely be improved, but everyone preferred to see a rebuild at the current location. Now, we're told that this is not feasible. A council response from August 2015 says they're moving the leisure centre because refurbishing Seven Islands does not represent value for money. And the evidence for this is given, links back to a Cabinet meeting November 2014 report, which says that a full refurbishment of Seven Islands no longer represents good value for money because they're planning on moving the leisure centre. Now, this is an entirely circular argument. We're moving it because it's not good value for money, and it's not good value for money because we're moving it. So clearly something needs to be explained, I think, to the public before we can come on board with what is proposed. I know there's concerns about if they were to rebuild it on site, about it being closed for a period. The first thing I'd say is, having been a teacher in the past, I've seen schools rebuilt entirely without ever closing them to students on a single site. As has been mentioned by Pauline, there is significant space within the leisure centre which could be used to sort of build one bit, knock down its equivalent bit and move round. The location that it could be out of commission, that seems very pessimistic considering that both the Shard and the Emirates Stadium were built in less than 3. In fact, Elephant and Castle, which is obviously a new leisure centre, was built in around, will have been built in around 3 years, and they managed to have to deal with 500 medieval skeletons in the middle of that project. So I'm sure that could be managed either way. The current location is fantastic in that it's central, it's visible to a lot of people, and it's got 7 bus routes that stop within 100 metres of the front door. So you've got the 1, the 47, the 188, the 199, the 225, 381. We're not talking minutes from public transport, we're talking seconds at the moment. The location, as has been touched on, is of historical significance. So it was the Rotherhithe Slippers Baths in 1880, it became the Rotherhithe Baths in 1963, it became Seven Islands Leisure Centre in the 1980s. It is surrounded on either side by some of the oldest houses in Rotherhithe. And it being our home, we'd just like a much greater level of consultation to be going on. And if there is evidence that it doesn't represent value for money to rebuild in its current location, we'd like that information clearly shared with us. But at the moment, it seems that the best way forward is that we do go ahead with a wider consultation, which I know is being proposed. I think that's excellent, but it's done so without a preferred location in mind, so that we really get a chance to discuss all aspects of this, including the possibility of rebuilding on its current location. That's all I've got to say, so thank you very much. And
Thank you very much, Tom. and